What's up, everybody? TrueShot Reacts back with another video, and this is a very special occasion. Usually how we do these videos is Adam and I get together, we film a bunch in a bulk, but anytime, some of our favorite bands come with new music, we try to do our best to get them as fast as we can, and that's what we have today. We have EMMURE with their song I've Seen God off of their upcoming album Hindsight, which is due out in a couple of weeks, actually. 2 weeks from today. So they released another single to lead up to it. Hopefully this one doesn't get blocked like Uncontrollable Descent, but we'll find out.
I'm telling you, you got to reach out to Frankie and say, hey, man, can you get these unblocked? You're still getting the ad revenue. We're not getting it.
I know, right? But, all right, man, this is a quick one. 2 minutes, 10 seconds. I'm pumped. Let's get into this. Give us the count and let's do it.
So just before we start, I got to say, Rich has turned me on to these guys. I'm starting to enjoy them more and more.
Okay.
And I'm hoping I like this one like I've been liking the rest of them. So, you ready?
All right. Yeah, I'm ready. Count us in.
Let's count us in. You jonesing? Should I wait a couple more seconds?
I'm ready, man.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. I shot a lot of videos for singles. I love that high.
Say you stick to your guns, but you stray from the path. Not a killer like a tiller when you feel my fucking wrath. No teeth getting knocked loose when I get nasty. Murder that all when I'm stepping on the track. See, nails in the coffin, ice in my vein. Pass me the crown so fit for a king. See, you can be next, yeah, you can be the one, but you'll never be me, so you'll never be gone.
Not what I was expecting. What's gonna happen?
That's it. All right, so that's EMMURE with I've Seen God. I'll go first real quick here.
Yeah, go ahead.
So that song to me is either going to be like the track that plays before they perform live, or it goes into another song, which the song after this one on the record is called Persona Non Grata. So I don't know if it'll go into that, but I didn't know if you caught on with the lyrics. There's a lot of band references in there. Say you stick to your guns, but you stray from the path. Not a killer like Attila when you feel my effing wrath. Broken teeth get knocked loose when I get nasty. Murder thy art, thy art is murder.
Mm-hmm.
Nails in the coffin, so that could be the band Nails. Ice in my vein, that could be the band Vein. Pass me the crown, so fit for a king. So there's a few band references in there. I'm wondering, it doesn't feel like a call out to me at all.
No.
It feels like just a play on words.
So I wasn't listening to the lyrics at all, honestly. I was just trying to see if I was trying to feel the music and see if it was going to go somewhere. That was completely different than I thought it was going to be. But what I think was, while you're reading the words and the title of the song, I've seen God, scene spelled like music scene.
Right.
So is he throwing out kudos to those top tier? I mean, to me, those are some of the top tier bands in both the metal deathcore. I wouldn't say more deathcore, but in the metalcore scene. So is he applauding those bands, or is he calling them out? I guess that obviously can go two ways, but I didn't hear any negativity towards them.
I keep thinking of the name of the song, I've Seen God. So usually, like the traditional way, I've seen God, meaning like, seen, like SEEN.
Yeah.
But then how does that, I'm trying to think of how that would play with the word scene, like music scene. I've seen God. It's very interesting.
Is he saying he is the scene God?
Well, so it's either something like that, or like you said, where he's just giving props to these other bands. Maybe he's writing it from the perspective of that's how he used to feel, because it's a hindsight record.
Yep. Okay.
Maybe this is writing from the perspective of how he used to feel, like, there was all these bands around, but he's the man. Maybe he doesn't feel that way. I don't know. It's very interesting.
When because if people watching this don't know, he was on our podcast, the TrueShot guest spot. He was our first person, and he had renounced a lot of what he used to stand for and say, in his younger years. And I know that he had talked about that during our podcast.
Right.
I would, just knowing that and the discussions that you and I had with him during the podcast, I would think it would tend to go towards the positive rather than the negative.
Yeah.
Just based on.
Right. No, that's why I don't think it's a call out. But I mean, the lyrics don't even sound like a call out. They say, I both see and am God, my eyes are reborn. Thoughts collapsing, I both see and am God, my eyes are reborn. Witness suffering. I don't know, man. It feels like to me, it feels like he's saying that at one time he used to feel like he was, the top tier in the game. And then now he feels like, being hindsight, that maybe, that really probably hurt a lot of relationships with some bands.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe these bands here are a bit, because I know that they've obviously had a history with Attila, but I don't know of any other history that they've had with these other bands. I've seen him be cordial with Ryan Kirby, who's the singer from Fit for a King.
So that's why I don't think it's negative. I think
I don't think it is at all either. I just think it's very interesting, because that's the one thing that I give Emmure a lot of credit for, is Frankie's very metaphorical. Whether you want to, think his lyrics are lame or whatever, that's fine. But he is very metaphorical, and he doesn't ever really tell people like why, what these things mean. They're very up for interpretation. I mean, it has us talking about it longer than the song is.
The song, yeah.
But it's
true.
It's very interesting. So one, it could have been he just chose these bands because just to play on words. I mean, you stick to your guns, but you stray from the path. That's a pretty, I mean, it's not like he's using bands that have a name that wouldn't make sense lyrically, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but all those bands have, their names in the game, and they're not.
Right.
I mean, when you look at music and metalcore, the genre, I guess you say, I mean, if you have 500,000 followers, you're a big band in metalcore. You know what I mean? So, all of these bands have, 6-figure followings in terms of social media and stuff like that. So, to me, they're top-tier bands. Maybe they're not the top tier, but I just feel like they're all at the top of their game in one way or another.
Right. But then the other part of it, too, which really makes me feel like it's kind of writing from his former perspective, is that you look at the end of the lyrics here. You see it says, nails in the coffin, ice in my vein, pass me the crown, so fit for a king. But then it says, so you can be next. Yeah, you can be the one, but you'll never be me, so you'll never see God.
So is he passing the torch? Is he saying
that could be? I mean,
no, I don't want to say passing the torch meaning he's done, but passing the torch meaning he's done being his younger self.
Yeah, like he's done being that guy like the god of the scene kind of thing. He's just kind of giving props to these other bands, saying like, "Here, I want you guys to be elevated." Because I mean, he's toured with Stick to Your Guns, he's toured with Knocked Loose, toured with Attila, um, toured with Fit for a King. I mean, these are all bands
So
that they
so again, right? So to me, it's more positive than
right.
negative.
I didn't think it was negative at all. That's not the impression that I got. I saw some comments on this song where people were, kind of saying like, "Oh, what's this call out?" And it's like, I mean, you got to be a more. I mean, read the freaking lyrics. I mean, that doesn't feel like a call out at all when you put it into its proper perspective and in the context.
Ah, what perspective is eye of the beholder.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, you can't. I don't get. Maybe it's because I'm a fan of the band and I follow this stuff probably a little bit more closely than other people. But that's very interesting stuff there.
So
And yeah.
I agree with you. What do you think about the music?
Well, like I said, I think that this song is gonna be like the intro track to a live set. I feel like it'll probably play that part where it starts like that rap like low voice.
Yeah, that was cool.
I could very well see like like they're playing, how like shows are, right? They have like the regular music and then it will go
Yep.
into like somebody's intro
Like
track.
an intro track, yeah.
Right, and I could see it starting with "So you stick to your guns, but you stray from the path." See, I could have done that for them. They should have hired me, but but no, I can very well see that like a live set with like lights flickering, that comes on, and then it drops into a song.
Yep.
But then again, it's not the first track on the record, so that to me, does that mean anything? Is this just an interlude kind of track? Very interesting stuff. But Frankie's the type of guy that he will never tell you what this stuff means because, and I saw it in an interview once, he said that explaining it kills art. Explaining art kills art. And I agree with that.
Right, that's what I was saying. It's up to the beholder, and I think that's what's great about art, and specifically how you pointed out how he writes, the metaphorically, because metaphors can be taken many different ways.
Right.
Right? And it's
Right.
based on personal experience, I think, a little bit, too, in some cases. So
I agree. Yeah,
interesting release. I was not expecting this. But where is it
No.
on the track list? Is it like 1, 2, 3, or is it towards the end?
It's
Or
track 5 out of 13.
yeah, so it's a weird place, just
That's
based
why
on its formulation.
I'm interested to see if this is like kind of like an interlude kind of thing, or
Yeah.
if this will go into persona non grata, because like that's the next track on the record. Because it also had that kind of feel too, where it could like go right into another song. But because persona non grata, if I'm trying to remember this correctly, I believe that means it's somebody who's like unwelcome. If I remember that definition correctly. So I don't know, man. I mean, it's very interesting. I'm very interested to see the lyrical content of this record, and
2 weeks.
I know this is he's said that it's a kind of like the darkest lyrics he's written. This is kind of a fun track in terms of like, just the way that it went about, with like the low, like kind of rap vocal and stuff like that. But I'm very interested, man. I think that this is a really good track to release before the record because it gets people talking, right?
I mean, we're over 10 minutes, over 12 minutes on our video, over 2.5 minute song. So
I mean, think
boom.
about it. There's going to be, if these bands figure out that they're included in it, they'll tweet about it. Their followers will see that. They'll retweet it. They'll like it. They'll interact with that. And then all of a sudden, you have a bunch of a talk about EMMURE leading up to their record release. I think it's very smart that they released this song when they did for marketing purposes. But as far as the meaning goes, I guess it's kind of out there. It's kind of up for debate. But my impression is that it's not anything negative. So I wouldn't.
Yep,
I'll leave
I would
it
agree.
at that.
Personally, I agree. So.
But hi, man, that was a nice little
Cool.
philosophical conversation there.
Yeah, it's a little different. I like it better when we're together. I know we got some videos where we've shot, in the last week that we were together. Those will be the norm going forward. But when we got these emergency ones where something
gotta
pops
do it.
out, we got to do them.
Yeah. So as soon as we're done with this, you'll just send it over to me, and I'll get this uploaded ASAP.
You got it. All right,
But-
get us out of
all
here,
right,
Micro
guys.
Machine. It's been one of those days. Micro Machine Man.
All right, guys. Until the next video, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you get notified when I release new videos here on the channel. Make sure you comment down below. Tell us what you thought of EMMURE and their song "I've Seen God," and tell us what your interpretation of the lyrics are. This will be a very interesting discussion. But also, make sure you follow us on all of our social media platforms at TrueShot Band. And like we just said, we're a band called TrueShot. So make sure you check out our music on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to music, and stay tuned for something very soon. Till the next one, guys. Bye. Peace.
Peace.